Hey everyone, today I've got your Mortdecai movie review. An art dealer named Mortdecai searches for a lost painting that is worth a lot of money. As far as the story goes, this movie felt like a slight ripoff of The Pink Panther, but it did have a lot of comedy, but some of that comedy I just was not really into. It kind of was getting boring after a while, and it just seemed to be going nowhere. Like Mortdecai's mustache. As far as the casting goes, you've got Johnny Depp, who's in another starring role. I'm not a huge fan of his, and I know that he makes a lot of movies, and a lot of people say that he's a very underrated actor, and some people are on the fence about that and say that he's just overrated. The last movie I saw him in was Into the Woods, and of course that movie was just so over the top. His acting was over the top. And in this movie, he's obviously over the top again, and, he really likes to get into character. He's like that guy from Pink Panther, and he really does look the part, he acts the part. It's just, his acting really does fall short here, and I feel like he could have done a lot better. He's just okay in this, and I really was just not that impressed with his acting, and especially his interactions with the other cast members in this movie. You've got Gwyneth Paltrow, who plays his wife, and even though I don't know her personally, but some of the things that she's been saying or doing in the past haven't been that great, and so I really don't find her a very likable actress, and her character in this was just very lame, and I just did not really appreciate her in this movie like I used to. She was just not that great either. So she was just a very bland character in this movie, even though she was one of the main female characters in this movie alongside Olivia Munn, who I felt had more of an impact in this movie. And then you've got Paul Bettany, who's the bodyguard type character, who I thought was really funny, and he was probably one of the best parts of this movie. And I don't really get to see him a lot in movies recently. I know he's going to be in an upcoming Marvel movie, so that'll be cool to see. But for this movie, he was just reduced to being this henchman type guy, always wearing black, until he gets sick. And this movie made me sick, obviously, because you can probably tell from my voice. It's sickening. Obviously, this movie had some other pretty interesting performances, from Jeff Goldblum or Ewan McGregor, so just a few to mention. And obviously, this is a bad love review contender. The reason why is just because it was just not that great of a movie. Now, this movie did come out back in January, and I'm just seeing it now. But I can expect movies in January to not really do so well, and I felt like this movie is fitting the bill in that category because it was just a very basic, generic, sort of sleuth movie, and you'd think that Johnny Depp would really bring something to this movie unlike he's ever done before, but clearly that was not the case here. So that was one of the main reasons why I didn't really like this movie. It just was very tiresome to watch it, and it was just not that great, and it was getting boring probably halfway through the movie, and I didn't really know where it was going. So obviously the things I disliked about this movie, I don't know, it was just not that great, and it really just didn't hook me in, and I felt like I was watching almost a ripoff of Pink Panther as well as the Da Vinci Code. It was sort of getting along that route. Ironically, Paul Bettany was also in that movie as an albino character. Yeah, I mean, this movie just, you'd think it'd be action-packed and interesting, and it had some guns blazing and people puking at times, but it just was not a fun movie to see. Now, some people might disagree, but I just was not one of those people that enjoyed it. So overall, Mortdecai was not a great film. I wouldn't recommend checking it out. I just feel like you could watch another Johnny Depp movie and be satisfied with that. So I would give this 2.5 hearts on the heart rate scale. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of Mortdecai. And as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates, come back for a Chill Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. And I will see you guys later.